The government is once again instructing you to stay at home. You may only leave home for limited reasons permitted in law, such as to shop for essentials, to work if you absolutely cannot work from home, to exercise, to seek medical assistance, such as getting a COVID test, or to escape domestic abuse. The full details of what you can and can't do will be available at gov.uk/coronavirus. If you are clinically extremely vulnerable, we're advising you to begin shielding again, and you will shortly receive a letter about what this means for you. And because we now have to do everything we possibly can to stop the spread of the disease, primary schools, secondary schools, and colleges across England must move to remote provision from tomorrow, except for vulnerable children and the children of key workers. Is under constant review, but we will be driven not by any political considerations, but entirely by the public health question and the issue.
The public health suggestion was that you will have to close schools to get on top of this new variant.
There are different views, obviously, that are offered, and it's worth stressing that other public health experts also point to the long-term damage to children and young people from being kept out of school, the social cost, the danger, the threat to mental health, the many other factors that you have to bear in mind,
because
particularly deprivation for families in left-behind communities. You've got to think very, very hard about the consequences for families of closing schools.
Absolutely understand that. So are you going to take legal action against a council like Brighton, for instance, which is just unilaterally closing its primary schools?
Well, we'll work very hard with authorities across the country to get our message across that we think schools are safe. Their schools are safe, there's absolutely no doubt.
So do you condemn them for closing the schools?
And I understand people's frustrations, I understand people's anxieties, but there is no doubt in my mind that schools are safe and that education is a priority. And if you think about the history of the pandemic, we've kept schools going for a long, long time in areas where the pandemic has really been at very high levels. And you think about what they did in the Northwest, for instance.
And the question is whether that was a good thing to do.
And yet, well, the evidence actually is that they were able to do that and to get the virus under control. So the question now is, can we do that in these Tier 4 areas? Can we bring the virus under control and keep schools open? And what I can tell you, Andrew, is that we will keep this under constant review, but we will be driven by public health considerations and by the massive importance of education to children.
A lot of parents